everyone. We are so excited to be back once again to get together and talk about real woman issues that concern friends, wives, mothers, educators, and entrepreneurs. I cannot wait to start the show, so let's get going. All right, and we are back.
Teacher talk.
Yeah. Hey guys. So, we officially last week started our season for end of course testing.
Ugh.
And our entire school's schedule will be changed for last week until the duration. So when I say duration, I mean December. And then we start over again next semester.
Yes.
So we basically have an adjusted schedule for a window of 15 days.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very difficult because I teach an end of course test class, and we are not giving our test until the end, the 15th. So we basically have to deal with our students who need to prepare for our test being pulled out, our classes being shortened. They're juggling all the kids around and trying to get all them tested. And we're like, okay, so are they going to be ready for our test, which is at the end? I don't know.
That's always
but
at
I'm
every
excited.
level. You're excited about the test?
I'm excited we're at the end. So I'm like, it's fine. Hey, we can work that out. As long as I have more days, then if we need to shorten, we need to adjust. If you need to be pulled out to do that, that's fine. But we will still get you what you need. And then right after that, we have finals. So that's it.
I wonder, well, you're still teaching the kids who where science and social studies counted in the lower grades for their end of grade tests or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to say, I wonder how that's going to affect your future learners who, like, that doesn't count. Science and social studies does not count in the lower grades.
Right.
Until like 8th grade. Well, 8th grade does and 5th grade does, but like the other grade levels that take it, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
And
do they even test in those areas? No. Just like math and...
They don't anymore. But they used to. Like this group that's with you, they did.
Yeah.
So you got, a few more years where they... And I just wonder if it's going to affect their mindset of how, some might still come in and be like, oh, this doesn't count. And then you're like, yes, it does.
Right.
So you need to get your mind together.
And they've actually moved, because I teach biology, is the end of course grade that I teach. And they're 10th grade now. Before, when I was teaching it, they were 9th. And so I realized that it's much better to have them testing in 10th grade because they're not competing with all the other 9th grade EOC tests that are given.
Right.
So right now, they're giving 9th. They start with 9th lit. None of my kids are in 9th lit. They're in 10th American lit. So I don't have to worry about most of my kids leaving and taking the 9th lit test and coming back. So it was a good move for them to move one of them to mix it up so that everybody, like 9th graders, aren't being hit across the board in 4 different content areas. Like that would be crazy.
Right.
So, and it was crazy. I remember that. So I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just the idea that our classes would be changed and some classes are shorter than the other ones.
Well, in elementary world, honey, we're not watching movies and playing games. They're really still doing straight up instruction.
Yeah.
We don't have, of course, we don't start over second semester. That
it continues.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
But our kiddos are still having to do like their screeners and things like that, and like some formative assessments that are building up to the milestones. Our once a year big testing time. People don't realize the comparison contrast from high school to middle and elementary. I
feel like in high school we are always testing.
You are,
and and
it's several different AP testing, end of course testing, IB. Do y'all have IB at your school?
No.
Well, at the high school that I was in, IB testing, it was so much going on.
Yeah, and the thing is like, we, at the end of the semester, you like to assign projects, some research things, and like if your curriculum allows for it, you know,
Right.
some time for them to do a little bit more. And so basically what they do is say between November 25th and December 20th, when we get out, we are not allowed to use any laptops or any labs because they're doing testing. So you're like, but I wanted to do the end of the semester. Like I do a passion project with my AP kids. Like that's kind of a thing. And they're like, so this whole entire month, you are not allowed to even use any of the technology that would be for engaging education.
That's the kind of stuff that makes you upset about
like it's
public
for testing
education.
only.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that's that wall stuff that you get so passionate about.
Yeah, because
like,
you're just like, okay, I just want them to learn some more things. I don't bump the test. Like for me, in my heart, I don't care about the results of the test.
Right.
Like we always say it. If you're doing the things you're supposed to do, then
they're gonna pass the test.
Right.
Yep.
Or they won't. And even if you are not, you're doing what you need to do, that fate is not really like what you determine if you're a good teacher on or not. Like there's so many other factors.
There are so many
like
other
a passion project where a student picks a topic and goes really deep into it because that's what they want to research.
Absolutely.
But if they don't have anything to research with,
that is so sad.
They
You didn't
have to
tell
use
them to
their
get their
minds.
cell phones out,
they can use their cell phone.
but that's a bit cumbersome.
And then, they're so worried about their battery. They're like, can I charge in your room? No.
Well,
We
how am I
can't
supposed to
do
do
the
this
research.
project then? Girl, they are like plug bloodhounds. They sniff out
Vampires,
the energy.
we call it.
They
Energy
sniff
vampires.
out the energy sources. It is so crazy.
They decide where they're going to sit in the room. And I'm like, you cannot plug into anything. Are you paying the bill for the county? Nope. So then you need to bring your own charger.
How do you monitor? Are you the teacher who allows that flexibility to charge, or are you like, I'm glad your phone died because now I can make sure you paying a doggone attention?
I go in the beginning. I tell them no, so they already know already. If they're trying to sneak, I'm gonna pretend like I don't see it because I don't. I really don't care. Like
I love to choose your battles.
It's not a big deal. I'm not gonna fight you over that. But you already know the stand. Like if I walk by and unplug it, then that's on you. Or if I say, "Oh my God, look, I found a plug," and put it in my drawer, I dare you to claim it as yours because I already told you.
Girl, I know this is not on our agenda. But can we just pause for a moment and speak about educators, administrators? I'm talking administrators, principals, paras, all of them who are looking for trouble. Like, do you know a teacher or an administrator in your building or a para in your building who looks for trouble? Like they come in expecting trouble or bad things to happen to them, or that kids are going to be doing bad things. I feel like I have some teachers, and I've been under some administrators who come in just like not choosing their battles. Like some teachers come in like, I'm telling you now, if I see a plug out, I'm going off. Like you are expecting and waiting and building up and ready for the fight.
Yeah, and ready for, I remember there was one teacher, this is a flashback, oh my God. They used to have their detentions written up already. With the student and the name, like knowing that they're going to do this today, and they have the detention ready to hand out like candy, and we'd be like, okay,
self-fulfilled prophecy,
like that's what you want to happen.
Yes,
yeah, congratulations, they just now did that thing that you knew they were going to do
because you were waiting anxiously looking for it instead of looking for the good in kids. But let me tell you about this situation about just waiting, ready for something. This is a recent story. front office administrator goes, Miss Jones.
When you say front office administrator, is that the secretary?
I mean, administrative assistant.
Is that the secretary?
Yeah.
Because I feel like administrative assistant is an administrator too.
Really?
Well, the AA, there used to be a position in my county that was like same as you.
Oh, yeah.
Like AP and then AA. And then they got rid of that and turned
What
them all
is
to
wrong
AP.
with all this inconsistency? I've never heard of that. But anyway, our
so
secretary.
when you say that, I'm thinking like,
I'm
but
sorry.
then I was like, in your building, you only have
all
you,
these,
right?
Yeah, all these words that not confuse you.
So
That's
let's
not what
make
I'm
it
trying to
clear.
say.
In her building, there's her and her principal. Those are the only people in charge, right?
Right. And
Of
then
the
we have
building.
secretaries, but we let
When
them.
they're in charge of everything, really.
Right.
All
That's
y'all.
what I was going to say. Yeah. And they're on our administrative staff. Like, they come into our administrative meetings.
Oh, do they?
But I begged our principal to do that because they know so much.
Right.
I'm like, they see stuff
There's two
we
of
don't
them?
see. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm like, they see stuff we don't see.
Yeah.
They know the tone of parents and teachers when we may not have our finger on the pulse.
Are y'all's counselors also
Our
considered
counselor comes.
administrators?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So all of that, that's our team. So our secretary, who always keeps us in the loop of things, she was like, Miss Jones, did you look at this box? And she was like, no. She was like, good, don't. And we were like, okay, well, what's in the box? Like, now you just came with that. She was like, it's a mouse. And she said, Mrs. T came down and she brought this mouse to you because she wasn't sure if it was a true mouse that got caught on a trap or if a student planted it. What? Elementary student gonna go find a mouse, carry it with them all day, find a trap, and put it on the trap just to mess with you.
Or found a dead mouse on a trap and then put it in your
Room.
Are
Nobody.
they really doing stuff
No,
like that?
they're not. It blew me away. Why do you feel like children are out to get you?
Well, maybe her
Like
students would do that. If she's thinking they would, maybe she has a reason to feel like that.
The normal teacher would have seen it and said, oh,
That's
this
gross.
is what the Orkin man set out, and this is why he set these out, because there was a potential of a mouse being in here.
Right.
Yay, they caught it. Not, I'm taking this down to the principal's office to see if she can identify if this is a real caught mouse or a planet mouse.
So the principal is now a forensic scientist who can like fingerprint and, trace back footprints of mice throughout the school and like who.
What the world?
You guys are omnipotent in your powers and
Girl,
ability to solve.
Some people feel like we are. That is a perfect segue into Vibe Tribe. Because
Yeah.
if she had a Vibe Tribe, she could have run this by her Vibe Tribe, and they should have been able to talk her off the ledge and say, hey, Miss T, girl, you know good and well. You remember that Orkin man came and put out these traps to catch the critters. You remember? They did
Correct
that.
me if I'm wrong, but did this do? I don't know. We had a teacher who, this is so funny, ties into testing. During testing, her classroom management skills were okay. So during testing, every year she had this long list of testing discrepancies. She would write down
Everything.
Like, zipper. Student zipped his zipper. Student bent over, tie his shoes. Like every single sound that was made in the room, she was writing it down as a testing discrepancy. And we were like,
why?
18? Like, you're making this a game. And it's like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
what are you doing? I don't understand.
And does she not know those?
Elevator came down because her room's next to elevator. Elevator came down, made loud noise. Like she was just going in about these discrepancies.
Teachers, don't be that person.
What are you doing? I'm like, girl,
this is not delaying